Morning, happy Wednesday. I won't even begin to tell you what a mess my studio is. We're expecting lots of rain here today, so everything's kind of picked up off the floor. So I put a bigger panel behind me so you can't see all the chaos. We're hoping that it blows by without too much problem. Did any of you guys affected by the storm? Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Julie. Oh, good morning, everyone. How are you guys? Hi, Gracie. L Sketches. Hi, Sarah. Thank you. Yes, I got my hair done yesterday. It was way overdue. Good morning, Shelly. Hi, Erica. Hi, Gabby. Meg Lucia from Australia. Welcome. So, how's everyone doing? Hi, Diane. Hi, Allie. So I ran to get my hair done yesterday, and it's right near the market that I always go to, and I picked up sunflowers. So I'm going to paint them one more time because, well, probably not one more time. I'll probably paint them again. I feel like I need to switch things up for you guys. I don't want you to get bored, but I don't get bored, so maybe you won't get bored either. I enjoy painting anything and everything and all the time. I thought about calling this off today because of all, the bad weather and needing to have my whole studio picked up, but no, we can paint first and then take care of that, right? So, and a couple things. I have the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show. I'm getting ready for that. That's in, I think, 3 weeks. It's like the 16th, 17th, and 18th, whatever the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is of that weekend in September. So I would love for you to come say hello, and I'd love to meet you if you're in the area. It's a really cool show. The only bad thing is that because I have my own booth, I rarely get to walk around and see all the other art, and I would love to do that. Actually, we have a show this weekend here in Lancaster at Longs Park, and I might run out there on Friday to check it out because I never get to go look at everybody else's art, and that's half the fun, But when you have your own booth, then you have to be there in case anybody stops by to visit, which is all good. But all right, let me turn this around. So that's the bouquet, and I took it right inside of Market. I was holding it up as I was waiting for my smoothie from the juice company, which is one of my favorite treats. So is anybody else getting affected by this storm today or any other day? I think, down south you guys got a lot more. We've only had, we're only having it today, and it seems like it's going to be all day long. But my office, we had to pick everything up there and here too, and it just makes extra chaos. Last night we had to go to my daughter's. She lives about an hour and a half from us to pick up furniture because we have some furniture that's for my son, and he's coming here this weekend. So I wanted, and I got a brand new brush. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. I ordered some new brushes for myself, and just that little bit, I can already tell that I feel like I have more control over it. It's such a nice feeling. But anyway, it was a busy evening till we got back, and I was thinking about that. I think I should have I used one of my, these pencils that are really fun, the Blackwing pencils, but it's, with this, like the squish top. I really like the line of them, but this one's a little too soft. So you can see it's bleeding in there a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. It'll all, you'll never see that in the end anyway, but I was thinking as I was doing it, I thought I should be using a harder piece of lead to do this. So what's new? Good morning, Gabby. Allie. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Good morning to Pakistan, to the art gallery by Sadia Faiz. Did I say that right? Probably not right. Yeah, waiting for the rain. Me too. Waiting for the rain. Yes, we're on the edge of the storm. Hope Ida treats you gently. I'm in Mississippi. How was it there in Mississippi? I think, we're going to get pretty much today. That's what they're thinking. St. Petersburg. Did you get a lot of rain there? Never get bored. Good. Oh, gosh, I missed all these comments. Sorry. You'll be out of town. Oh, that's a bummer. I would love to meet you. Good morning, dear Kim. Good morning, dear Martha. Rain, rain, and lots of rain. Yes, I'm hoping to really kind of stay inside today. I'm glad that it's gone from you, Kayla, too. Will it be windy? Huh, Leslie, I don't know. Yeah, you're getting it today too, Allie. Yeah, you're just a little north of us. Hi, good morning, Helen. Good morning, Sharon. I'll see you on Saturday. I'm having my family here to have crabs on Saturday, and we haven't all been together since before COVID. So that will be fun. It's your mom. Oh, how nice, Martha. Where are you going to lunch? She will love that. How old is your mom? Good morning, Lonnie. Yeah, just as life is starting to feel like normal again, I think it's going to become unnormal again, but that's all right. We'll take little bits and pieces as we can, right? Still be nice to see my family. The request to be in live video. I've never done that. I don't know what happens. I think it might not film correctly if I let people in on my live video, but I should play with it sometime when it's not important just to see. Because I'd love to have people popping in here to say hello. Love to see your faces. Sally says, I'm about to go on holiday in British Columbia, first to Rocky Mountains and then to the coast to see my daughter. I've not seen her in 2 years. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful, Shelly. I'm sure it'll be so much fun. The only good thing about not seeing each other is you appreciate it more when you do, right? All the usual places we checked on were not open, so we're going to Panera. Yeah, Panera works, Martha. That's always a good standby. Yeah, a lot of places aren't open. That's crazy for lunch. I agree. Okay, I'm talking and not thinking about what I'm doing. I need to get in here, get some reds and purples and greens going. Yes, Panera's always, I wanted put a little bit of this, I'm going to put a little bit of this transparent red medium here on my palette. I was using it when I was painting sunflowers before, and I love it mixed with the Indian yellow. To add a nice pop of color. Excuse me. 94. She is doing great for 94. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my mother-in-law's birthday's coming up at the end of the month. She'll be 92, I think. So my friend Martha, who went to high school with me, her mom and my stepmom, my mother-in-law, live at the same retirement community. And her mom was my English teacher in 7th grade. Like, what are the odds that we would have ever known that we'd have that connection years and years later? Leslie said, we're on the water on the Gulf, so we're prepared to evacuate. I went out about 120 miles east, so we just got some wind and torrential rain. That's good. Yes, Helen, Indian yellow and transparent red medium. I'm kind of torn between loving this kind of mottled background back here and, oh, look at these two little ones. When I picked these out, I mixed in these little, I don't even know what they are. They're like little, I don't know. I kind of think they're weeds. I'm not sure what they are. But I love the color mixed with the yellow. And what am I saying here? I don't even know what I was going to say. But I kind of picked them intentionally to mix the colors up. But I love that there's two popping up here at the top. Good morning to Argentina. I'm going to put some of that in here. And then one of my sunflowers had that like sharp, kind of bright green center. I really like that too. I should have gotten two like that. So I did a whole photo shoot of these yesterday because I knew I wouldn't get to do that today once the storm came. So many times I buy myself things to photograph and then I never get around to the time to photograph them. Just crazy. I take 1 million photos a day. but it's when I have to go and intentionally spend the time doing it. Good morning, Nature in Sync. Did you make your market pick on the market Insta? Oh, did you see? Oh, yes, I did, Sharon. I did. I saw they shared it. That was fun. The little balls are Gomphrina. Is that right, Michael? Of course you would know that answer. That's wonderful. Michael says they're Gomphrina. I should just photograph some of those by themselves because I always want to practice painting circles, like little balls like that. Peaceful. I love that word. Peaceful. There's a little bit of green in there. I don't need to worry about that. What color I'll do my pink from the tissue and then work on some of that background. Although I do love when I do the portrait and the soft colors are in the background. Good morning to Norway, Lena. I love knowing where everyone's from. It's pretty amazing. So my course Art in Bloom is opening up for enrollment on Monday. So I'm excited about that. I hope some of you will be joining me. It's a lot of work launching a course. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of work making it, launching it. It's kind of crazy, but I love all the people I get to meet through the whole journey. Michael says, I'm starting the Strata Challenge today. Paint every day from life for 30 days. I need to channel your inner Kim Smith. I need to do that too, Michael. So the Strata is the easel, right? They do plein air easels, I think. I should do that too, although I can't do that right now. I got way too much going on. If you're on my email list, you'll get like a lot of emails from me about it. I was trying to cut down on the emails, but I kind of love them all, so I couldn't decide which ones not to send. And if you're not on my email list and you'd like to be, just send me a message and I will add you. I love that little pop of color. I think that's a guy's shirt back there. I'm not necessarily going to keep all the colors in the background. I think I'm going to just have it be a little mottled, but not too much going on. I need to paint more from life. I would love to do that. I have a good friend, Beth, who is a plein air painter, and she always says she's going to scoop me up one of these days and take me out plein air painting. Like that. I'm going to do this. Maybe some of this and some green and just keep it very kind of spontaneous in the background. I will wait to see. I do get an email, but it's too early to register. On Monday, you can register. I don't have that all set up yet, but on Monday morning, you can register. Yeah, so I have lots to do to get ready for the Rittenhouse art show. I've got to start, I have to label price each painting, figure out where they're going to go in my booth. I forget how to set up a booth. It's been like 2 years since I've done an outdoor art show. So it's all like the packing up and making sure I have scissors and the things to hang my paintings, the little hooks, and doing all the price tags, and it's a crazy amount of work. But I love the part of being there. If I could have someone else set it all up for me and I could just show up and meet all my friends there, I would love that. You can use acrylics. It'll be a little bit different in acrylic because acrylic dries so quickly, but I use like these, like you see me doing, transparent and opaque colors. So there's no reason you couldn't kind of use the same system and do it in acrylics. Because I do it in acrylic. I mean, I've done some acrylic paintings and really enjoy it. That's one of the things I'd like to do too. I want to do all things art. I like everything. I think that's a problem. I'd love to spend more time working in acrylics. Do I need any other dark areas? I'm going to put a little of this dark in here. Kind of push that back a little bit. All right, that's a fun start, isn't it? Good morning, Mary. Hola. I think I'm pretty happy with that. It looks spontaneous, and I'm very happy. The colors are great, so I'm going to clean up my palette here, and then I'll do some pigment sticks. So yeah, did I say I got myself some new rosemary brushes, and I'm so happy to have them. I got a few small ones and a few big ones. They come in this great box. Like when this shape box is outside of my house, I know I got fun things inside. Whoops, and here I got, it's hard to show you. So I got some of the smaller ones that I use for my 4x4s, and then this is the size that I'm using. These are 12s and 8s, and then I treated myself to a 5. And I got a couple tiny, do you see them? Tiny little ones. I didn't realize they were going to be that little. That'd be good for little tiny bird's eye, like those tiny highlights. For sure. I don't know that I've ever had a brush that small, and I'm not so sure I'll know how to not lose a brush that small. I think I'll just lose it right away. Like I said, I have trouble. If I put things away, I forget that I have them. So I have a hard time with putting things away. So what else are you guys all working on? Are you working on anything fun right now? I was planning on starting a large painting, but I was away all weekend, so I didn't get that done. Now this is a gold Arna pigment stick. I just love playing with these. I love trying to let a little bit of it show through in the end of the painting too, which is not easy. Sometimes it doesn't happen. How do you decide to use a pigment stick over paint? I just do it in this layer just to keep it fresh and kind of spontaneous. Yep, all except those tiny little ones that I do with the bird's eyes. Yeah, I would love to try other brushes too. I have a few, but they're just totally my favorite brush. I'm so comfortable with them that you know, I'm such a creature of habit. I love routine. I love using the same things over and over again. So yeah, I just try to be spontaneous. Synthetic. I think they are synthetic. I believe so. Sometimes the other ones, like those hog hair ones that a lot of people use, they're a little stiff for me. It's very important how it feels kind of as the brush goes over the paper, that it doesn't feel like scratchy. Like I don't like when a brush kind of pulls up paint rather than putting down paint, if you know what I mean. So that is something that I think about and care about, is how it feels on the panel, kind of, if that makes sense. It's a little darker down there. All right, that looks fun. Allie says, I painted the flowers you painted and got lost in the details. It's so hard not to get lost in the details because your eye just goes right to those little things, but you just have to pick a couple. You know, like they always say when you're looking at something, like looking at a photo, everything's in focus, but when you're truly looking at something, one thing in it will be in focus and everything else is kind of soft. So it's better to keep detail. I want to play around. I love when I was doing a bird yesterday, And I loved how it looked when all I had was the eye finished and the rest of it, oops, I almost knocked my coffee over, was super, super loose. All right, let me move you over here. Yes, Allie, and I shared it, didn't I? I think I shared that last night. I was in the car on my way home and saw it and shared it in my story. I think I did. Sometimes I do so much that I can't remember. Like I'll start to do something and then something else comes through and I'll get distracted and forget to do what I was working on. Okay. All right. Let's mix up some fun colors here. I have my palette knife. I'm going to sip my coffee. How are you, Judy? I just drew it and got totally lost in the details. Yeah, that I guess might have been a challenging first time to try and do that. I should do that again though, where I take someone's and then share it with you guys to also paint. Because it is fun, but I have to admit it was a hard one. I didn't think about how hard it was going to be when I started it, which is a good thing in all honesty, because if you think too much about how hard something's going to be, then it gets in your way. Like I made it through and it turned out okay. So it's good to push yourself out of that comfort zone and do things that are hard, but I also don't want you to get frustrated either. But that's how you learn. I'm always doing things that are too hard for me. Let me see, I need to lighten that. I'll put a little bit of this in there. That's nice. That's a nice color for the petals, but I think I need something in between. Put some of that here and grab more of my sap green. Just go through so much sap green. More than an hour, yeah. Yes, and painting fast isn't the goal. I mean, I only worry about the time when I'm painting this because the clock, it'll stop filming me in an hour. So I have to pay attention to the time. But if I was just painting and not doing that, I would take longer probably. I'd probably take my time more. Although there are good things about, that whole practice too about painting and then giving yourself, a certain amount of time and then stopping so you don't overwork something. Wasn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, that's a pretty color. I'm going to take just a little bit of that and add some of my permanent rose into it. Make it vibrant. Really pretty. Okay, and now I need yellows. Oh, I need that pale pink too. I'm going to put more of this pink in here. Whoops. Add a little bit of brown into that for the shadowy areas. I love browns and pinks together too. Okay. And now I need yellows. I could mix colors all day long. I just was putting my greens. When I went to Inspiring Art Group, we were exploring greens, and I have all my little tabs of green, and they're finally all dry, and I just put them in a nice, neat pile. But I love having these. Like, I want to make more of these, too. Oh, what do you say in mitts? It's a tile from the home decor store. What's that? Thanks, Kayla. It's awfully fun. All right, so that's a little pure Indian yellow. Oh, let's put a little bit of this orange in here. That would be really pretty in there. Very vibrant. I need more Indian yellow and go add a little lemon in there. It might all be a little too vibrant. That's pretty. Even later. I think that's good. I think we'll start with that. Oh, my surface. Yeah, this is a piece of marble, like from the store where you get countertops. I just went in and asked to buy us one of their like sample pieces that was expired or out of that you couldn't order anymore. I have another one too that I got from, I think I bought it on Amazon. It's actually a cutting board and it's the same size. So that would also work. Yeah, that would work too. And you could just use a regular palette. I got this because when I was filming Art in Bloom, when I'm mixing colors on the palette, when I was filming it and there was glass underneath, it was too hard to see what I was doing. That's actually why I got this to use. Carolyn says, do you deliberately make rows of values so you have darks and lights to add shadows and lighter? Yeah, I do. And then sometimes I think a little bit about desaturating them also because, but yeah, that's exactly why I do that, so that I have all the values so I can, and I try to kind of work from dark to light, and I save my very lightest lights to the end usually. Yeah, you're right, Judy. They are mostly orange. Because they're that Indian yellow too. They're that beautiful warm, kind of not so much lemon yellow, although those little highlights, if you save the lemon yellow to the end and just do that in those little highlights, they really pop. Judy, I have been loving your beach, your scenes of places in your town and your beach town. They are so cool. Do you have them in some of the shops down there? I'm sure they're very popular because they're just so neat. I think we need to add some of those to your website, don't we? You could sell prints on your website too. I'm going to try to be very intentional here with my brush strokes. Need some dark greens. I'm just looking for where my darkest green areas are. I can always go in and add them later, but it goes all the way through there. Good morning, Anita. How are you? I hope you are well. Oh, where's my roll of paper towels? Here it is. I didn't make enough paper towels for myself. Yeah, what's new, Anita? That's my hand down there. I'm going to keep that in there. I'll let that go. Okay. Put in some of my darker orange areas and then go in and play around with my background a little bit. Because I definitely want to let some of the underneath color show through. So what's everyone having this morning? Coffee or tea? Or I always keep trying to want to have hot water with lemon, but I always fall off that habit very quickly. Peppermint tea. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Black coffee. I like just a little bit of cream in mine, not much. Tea. Virginia likes coffee. Oops, it's a little orange in there. I don't want that orange. Green tea. That's what my mother-in-law drinks. That's it's supposed to be really good for you, right, Henriette, to drink green tea? Just mixing up a little bit of a lighter blue to put the background and see how this looks. Need to carve out a little bit background here. Because I can't quite focus on those flowers. And I'm going to try to leave a little more texture in here. If I can. That's pretty. Oh, Henriette, is it bad? Henriette, where do you live? Could be me. My internet's not always the best, which is hard because I work from home, so I need it to be good. I kind of like that look of the background like that. It doesn't look the same as the image, but it gives a little spontaneity. It gives it a little bit of environment, but it's more spontaneous. I guess that's the wording I'm looking for. La photos la tomatiu. I don't know what that means, Virginia. Sorry. It's beautiful though. It's a little darker down here, but I think I'm going to keep it that same light color so that your mind doesn't go too much into that. Well, look at that big piece of, I got that great big piece of pigment stick there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like if I left that there, it would eventually just dry and it would look cool, but it would take a really long time to dry. Like this, it's probably too late for me to take this one to Rittenhouse, but because it won't dry in time. just tuned in. What brush do you use? Marianne, it's a Rosemary and Company Short Eclipse Flat. I was just saying I got some new ones today. It's a brand new one. What time do I to do this by 8? Oh, it only takes me, I mean, the worst part is I put a little bit of makeup on. I'm always kind of ready. I have my panels all ready. I do them all at one time. And so they're already ready to go. I just grid it and make sure I have my photo ready, and I'm usually ready to go. I was actually working on a couple of my paintings of this on the paper I've been mounting for the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show. So I was doing some, when I mount them, then I coat them with a coat of cold wax as like to seal them instead of putting varnish on them. And that's what I was doing right before I went online. I could easily get caught in that and forget to tune in, but my dear friend Ellen usually reminds me. Oh, I could show you how. Do you want to see that real quick? I had one here to show you. I don't know if I can do it very well, but I'll try. I'll just do a little corner. So this is one of the paintings that's on the paper. Whoops. And I mounted it onto a panel. Oh, I don't want to get anything on the panel though. Let's see if I can do this. So what I do is take a rag, and this has a coat of cold wax on it. Do you see it's very matte? Caroline, I really do too. So I'll just buff out a little area of this. I'm going to be bumping you. No, wait. This is a little hard to do. Not bump you guys. Just want to do a little area and see if you can see. I'm going to make you seasick if the camera's moving. Let me do it. So all I'm doing is taking a towel and buffing it. But I want to get to a point that you can see the difference between the buffed part. This was probably a bad idea to show you. But can you see in here a little bit where it's shiny now? It gives it a very natural feel. I really like it. You can see a little bit more right in there. Or maybe you can't tell it at all, but it does. It keeps, there, if I turn it, you can see a little bit that it gets shiny in there. And it's soft. It's like when you put, kind of when you varnish a painting, or when I varnish a painting, I find it very challenging because I feel like it gets kind of like all one, yeah, it gets all too routine or too all the same. And I love doing that. Are you going to teach us the mounting? Yes. Yep. I'm going to do that, Ellen. I need to do that soon, right? In our collective, I was going to do, I think, another green lesson just because I feel like I need to explore that, and then we'll do that next in our collective. Okay, now I can do some of my yellows. Oh, and yes, I'll be able to show you how I mount the paper. I love this one. I'm afraid I would not be able to get edges lined up. Oh, so like that's a good point. So this, you can't quite see it, but this is marked off to be whatever the size is that I need, the 6x8. But I have my tape like a 1/16 of an inch below it. I don't know if you can see that tiny little ledge there. So then when I need to mount it, I have extra space. So you can kind of, I use a little light table to do it, but you could just hold it up to a window and mark that space so that you I'm obviously not thinking and talking well at the same time right now. Oh, it's September class. I think I was thinking of doing a little more exploring greens because I want to explore color more little by little. And we did a little green lesson. And I'd like to do that one more time. And then I think I will do the mounting on panel and doing the cold wax. I do have some suggestions. You know, you're always welcome to give me suggestions of things you'd like to learn too. So I love learning all of it. Push that back a little bit there. Joanne, the collective is like a private group that I do where when you're in it, then I do a couple lessons each month and focus on whatever everyone wants to learn. We've done things like I did a lesson on how I do dog portraits and how I trace them out so that they look accurate. I don't think I could do that on Wednesday because I don't have Isabel anymore. I've got to figure out one of my next things I've got to do is figure out how to set this up so that I can be back from my camera. Like I only know how to paint like this set up with my phone in front of me, but I need to learn I have to figure out how to set up like with a camera above so I can do an angle so that I can work on, do you know what I mean? So I can work on down low. It's really tricky to film. Like there's so much to learn about that part of it. Joanne, there's a little note about it, and then you'll get information. I think that is opening up in the beginning of November again. I'm trying to see what else I need to. Pale Foxton setup. Okay, I'll have to. I've got to learn that. That's my next thing after I get through my art show and stuff. I want to work on figuring out how to set up for filming better now that I lost my chief helper. So my daughter went off to college. She's coming home this weekend. I'm excited to see her. I think she's a little bit homesick, but help her get through that. Do you think it's a little whimsical, isn't it? But I like its whimsy. 8:44. Always checking the time. Empty nesters, Amy, for the first time in 29 years. It's crazy. Not sure that I like it. I'm sure there will be benefits to it. I just don't know what they are yet. Yellow. I need to desaturate my yellow ever so slightly. Put back in here. I like that color. The Cotswolds are gorgeous. Ellen, what's Cotswolds? That's what those are? Those little thingies? I love circles. Circles are like one of my favorite things. That's what I was going to write my blog post on this week if I get time. About my love for circles. Circles and squares. All right, that looks good. I think I can start going to lighter colors. Oh, where Paul lives in England. Oh my gosh, I bet. I will love to go there. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's do a road trip. You know, one of these days I want to do an art road trip. to those. And that's very... I think I could do some of my yellow. I love letting it be spontaneous like that. It's just hard. Like, part of me says, oh, you need to finish that. It doesn't look finished enough, but I love the look of it unfinished. I love even seeing some of my grid show through in the background because it's part of the process. It's part of the journey. Yes, let's make a plan to do something. One of these days, I would love to do an art field trip. Putting a little bit more brights in here before I go in with my lighter colors. There's definitely some of that showing through. Okay. Yes, Ellen, that is totally doable. Longwood Gardens is a great idea. I hardly ever get to go there. Like, I think I've been there twice in my entire life. And we just drove by there. Oh, we went to Cape May this past weekend and drove through that area. It made me want to go. Yeah, there's no reason we all couldn't do a field trip to Longwood Gardens. I picked up some of my green there. I think I need a little bit more. I could use this brilliant lemon light. Work. Oh, was it, Ellen? Isn't that cool? Oh, you did tell me that. You did tell me that was in that magazine. In Victoria Magazine. I love magazines. I just never get them anymore. Well, I don't get them because I never get to the bookstore anymore. I don't even know if the bookstore's ever open anymore. Found the answer. Cold wax over acrylics. I think it's a yes, isn't it? A yes? What did you find, Judy? You are always a wealth of knowledge. I would think you could put cold wax over. I think they don't suggest cold wax, like the fat over lean. I guess cold wax is fat. Magazines are my treat for doing grocery shopping. Oh, I love that. I think it used to be mine too, but I don't know that we have very many good magazines at my grocery store. Plus, I'm not looking at them at checkout because I got my mother-in-law with me and I got to pay attention to what she's doing. It's been a busy trip lately to grocery shopping with Big Ann, which we lovingly call her. She's not big at all. She's actually very tiny. There's a little green in here. I'll help that one leaf come out a little bit. Yes, once it's dry, can also paint oil over without fear of cracking. Fat over lean doesn't apply here. Google Jackson Art. Oh, okay. So fat over lean doesn't apply. Paint oil over it. So you could do acrylic and then do cold wax. And I would love to, I haven't done any, but I would love to do like a big landscape with cold wax. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be fun? Well, use cold. Oh, okay, Judy. Yeah, it doesn't smell like it has anything bad in it, but yeah, you never know, right? I guess it does. So I need some more very light lights. 51, so I need to start finishing her up here. Thank you. Oh, Michael, I usually work on larger paintings on the weekends if I'm home. The hard thing is I have a very busy social schedule, so it's hard to have time, but I need to have at least a few hours, and I can't really fit it in during the week. So that has been my challenge. I hope that as I get older, I'll have more time to paint and be able to work on more large paintings, because it is so much fun. I saw a gambling video, and he mixed some cold wax with Gamsol and then painted on as another way to varnish. That sounds really interesting, doesn't it? I tried not to ever use Gamsol, I don't think, but I should play with it, I guess. I think I need just a kiss of purple in here. Cold wax is a varnish. Well, cold wax is kind of its own magical thing. I don't know that that's necessarily what it is. That's just how I've kind of started playing around with it myself. It can be part, your whole real process using cold wax. Like people do complete and total paintings in cold wax. Kind of more abstract, but I don't know why. I think it would be really cool for a landscape. Now I'm going in and adding a little bit more of my darks. I added, it has some thickness in there. I love that. Including, yeah, I don't think Gamsol is very healthy, but like you said, well-ventilated areas. I don't have any of those. I don't have a well-ventilated area. I don't know. Do you see anything I missed, guys? Wait, I'm missing my paper towels. That I missed. Just use one of these. Need to research cold wax. Yes, I have a book. I think I have it right here. It really is a great book. Here. This is what it is. This is what I've been using, this cold wax medium, Rebecca Crowell and Jerry McLaughlin. I think, Judy, you told me about it, didn't you? I kind of think you're the one that told me about that book. So, do you see anything else that I would like to break that line a little bit with a petal? It is a great book. That's the kind of thing I do at night when I'm ready to go to bed. I read things like that. I do learn so much. There's so much to learn about art. It never gets boring. I like it. I like how whimsical it feels. All right, so I could sign it, and I'll peel. This is, yes, it's the Bible on cold wax. Whoops. Think it needs any more lights? No, I don't. I like it the way it is. Okay, I'm going to pull my tape off because that's always fun. And then I'll show it to you up close. So you can see some of the thick paint. There is some thick paint on there, like in here. I love that. It just takes longer to dry. And the little bits of the gold is showing through. Some of those underneath colors are popping through there too. So there's my reference. Oops. And the painting. If anybody wants that, let me know. Or would you like me to... Oh, the book title. Yeah, right here. It's called... There it is. Cold Wax Medium, Techniques, Concepts, and Conversation by Rebecca Krell and Jerry McLaughlin. I think they have a website and they have a Facebook page that's really interesting too. Like, I don't have time to always look at it, but when it comes up, I always stop to read what they have to say. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, Art in Bloom starts registration opens on Monday. So if you have any questions, let me know. And if you'd like to be on my email list, just send me a note and I will add you. And thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I hope everybody stays safe from the storm, anybody who's in the path. And we'll do this again next week. So it was very fun. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.